Ah, you've come to listen to my story. Wonderful. My name is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, though in my day people knew me simply as Wolfgang. I was born on a crisp winter's day, January 27th, 1756, in the quiet city of Salzburg, Austria. My father Leopold was not just any musician. He was a well-respected composer and teacher who understood music as naturally as breathing. I think he hoped to pass on this passion to his children. And, indeed, I was enchanted by music from the moment I could hear it. At 3 years old, I was already playing little pieces on the harpsichord, though, at the time, my tiny hands could barely reach all the keys. By the age of 5, I was composing simple pieces, minuets and other short pieces that astonished the adults around me. I loved practicing, repeating melodies, exploring the limits of sound. My father, dear Leopold, was delighted and perhaps a bit eager to share my talents with the world. When I was 6, father began to take my sister Nannel and me across Europe to play for the nobility and royalty. Imagine, 2 children dressed in fine clothes playing in palaces. In Munich we played for Maximilian III, and in Vienna for Empress Maria Theresa herself. Even at such a young age, I found joy not just in playing, but in entertaining. The world seemed to open its arms to me, and every city brought new music, faces, and inspiration. Paris, London, these were cities filled with music and possibility. In London, I met the famous Johann Christian Bach, who became a dear friend and an influence on my early symphonies. And Paris was dazzling, though not always easy. It was there that I learned much about fame and hardship. I lost my dear mother in Paris, a sadness that has never quite left me. But life continued, and so did my music. My pieces grew bolder, more intricate, shaped by every city, every emotion, every person I encountered. Then came Italy, the heartland of opera. I was young, barely 14, and Italy welcomed me with open arms. It was there I wrote my first opera, Mithridate Re di Ponto, performed in Milan. I was even honored by the Pope himself. You see, I had transcribed Allegri's Miserere by ear, something that was strictly forbidden, mind you. And this little feat caused quite a stir. Italy taught me the nuances of opera, the grandeur and the passion of it. It was love at first sound. Back in Salzburg, I found myself under the patronage of Archbishop Colloredo. While grateful for my position, I began to feel stifled. I longed to compose freely, to explore ideas beyond courtly music. In 1781, at the age of 25, I finally broke free and moved to Vienna. Oh, Vienna! That city was alive with music, filled with other great composers, philosophers, and thinkers of the age. It was here I found true artistic freedom. Here I met Constanze, my beloved wife, and wrote some of my most enduring works. Ah, Vienna witnessed my greatest triumphs. There was the abduction from the Seraglio, a work that captured the exotic imaginations of the time, and, of course, the marriage of Figaro, Don Giovanni, Così fan tutte. Each opera was like a window to the soul of humankind. I wanted people to see themselves in these characters, in the laughter, the pain, the jealousy, the redemption. And my symphonies, my piano concertos, each one was a story, a world I wanted the audience to explore. Music was my way of showing humanity's light and darkness. Yet my life was not all brilliance and applause. Fame can be fickle, and money, well, there never seemed to be enough of it. Vienna's audience could be capricious, adoring me one moment and then moving on to the next novelty. I struggled to balance my passion for composing with the demands of making a living. There were days when I faced deep sorrow, especially after the loss of some of our children, and days when I found myself deep in debt. Yet I composed on, pouring my heart into every note. My final composition, the Requiem, was my last gift to the world, though I left it unfinished. Some say I foresaw my own death. Others believe I composed it in despair. But truly, the Requiem was simply music, music that felt vast, as though I could glimpse the divine beyond this earthly life. I died in 1791, just 35 years old. Oh, how I would have loved more time! But my music, that I knew, would live on. And so here I am, still speaking to you through my compositions, my life a symphony of joy, loss, triumph, and love. Whenever you hear my music, know that you hear my spirit. So go on, listen, feel, and remember that I, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, am with you in every note. And remember, music can transport you to the most magical places, if you just let it. Until next time, my friends, auf Wiedersehen und subscribe for more magical opera adventures.